Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties.
I have never.
Sammy Bernard of the Topeka Scarecrows. How are you doing tonight, guys?
Doing great. How
Yeah,
are
doing great.
you?
Doing good. Excited to be back. Really quick, just want to apologize for last week. We had a last minute guest cancellation. So if you missed our episode, it was just the three of us just kind of hanging around and chatting. So make sure you go back and check that out. But let's get started with Sammy tonight. So welcome to the show. How are you liking Topeka?
I love it here. It's a great town, great community. It's like I was talking to actually just yesterday or the day before about the opportunity that we have here and what an amazing place and amazing fan base that we already have. Coming in as a first year team.
Yeah, absolutely. I did not write the exact number down, but I've noticed that you guys may break the 100,000 attendance record. I think there's only one team that's done that so far, which was Bingo this season. So you guys are doing pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we've been thinking like how long, like when's the crowd kind of gonna go down? We got the first couple games out of the way, had a huge crowd that just, roaring, like blowing the roof off. And then, we kept thinking, oh, it's gonna die down. It's gotta die down. There's no way they want to keep coming to watch us every single weekend, and it just hasn't died down at all. Our fan base is just, I think it's grown even. We had one weekend where we just sold out because I mean, not a whole lot else to do in Topeka. It's go hunt, grab some beer and go watch the Scarecrows. So I think we're very grateful for having such a great fan base here.
Almost at 96,000.
There you go. We'll break that. We'll break that easy. 100,000,
Yeah.
no chance.
Oh, absolutely. The you kind of talking about your chance to play there and stuff, and I noticed you've played a few other locations and stuff. One I kind of found interesting was Poland.
Yeah. No, I love Poland. Poland, just for the sheer food aspect of Poland, I would go back in a second because that place, it's I don't think it's what people think it is. You know, I think when people think about Poland, it's this dingy, almost third world country, and it's really not. They're very up to date. They're very in the here and now, and like I said, their food was like second to none. They had 50 different types of sausages just based on what kind of pig they had that day. Like, you know, it's just and I lived right next to the rink. You know, instead of having to drive, you know, miles to get to the rink, I just wake up and walk over there whenever I wanted, and I'd grab a sandwich on the way because there's a nice little deli out right next to me. You know, like it's very it, it was just a great experience for me, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But you know, based on the geographical climate or political climate that's going on over there, it's probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
So, like Sam said, you've played quite a few different places. You've played in this SPHL, you've played in the FPHL, you've played in Poland, you've been in the FPHL for a while right now. What is it about the FPHL that kind of draws you in? What keeps you here? And what draws you, and what do you like about the FPHL?
Um, so again, with Topeka, it's kind of a geographical thing. Like the FPHL, it's moving further and further west, which I love. My hometown's, you know, Colorado. It's real close, and I love, you know, I love the Midwest. Like Colorado is a Western state, but it's got a very Midwestern vibe. You know, and you know, my whole family's from Michigan. You know, another Midwestern town. You know, so Topeka, another Midwestern town. It's very, it feels very home to me. I've never been a big city kind of guy. I've always liked kind of close enough to the city, but off the beaten track. But the FPHL, I think every year has gotten better and better and better. And I think the talent in the FPHL can even rival that of the SPHL. And I think it's even getting close to becoming, I don't want to say a feeder team. That's the wrong term, but I think I'm being able to feed into the ECHL, like the SP has been doing in the past. I think that the FPHL is getting there more and more. I remember early in the year, the FP had more ECHL call-ups than the SP did. So it's a very much a growing league, and the talent is always getting better. As a goalie, it's a very different type of game we play than we do the players, and in the sense where if you're not drafted or if you're not top of somebody's list early in your career, you don't really have that big of a chance to move to the ECHL, AHL. You know, like it's very much a hard, in my opinion, it's a much harder way to play the game of hockey. Here in the FPHL, I feel like I can really showcase how, you know, my skills or not skills, depending on how you feel about me. But I feel like it's a great way to continue to play the game I love, and a way to you know, continue to move my career up as far as I can, or just have fun with the game and not have to worry about the that next draft pick that is coming in that's going to replace me.
I think skill is safe to say. In the last, 4 or 5 years, your save percentage has been over .9 the whole time. So you're doing it right. You know, I think that the numbers speak for themselves. So I have a question. I noticed you were 6'5", so being a very tall goalie, you know, I always take a chance to talk about Andrei Vasilevsky. He's very, very tall. He's a big guy in the net. Do you think that you play similar, and is it harder to, you know, I think some goalies, they're looking right now around 6 feet 6'1", kind of being like the sweet spot. And I know before it was kind of 6'4", 6'5". So can you talk about what might be easier or harder for you being so tall?
Well, that's kind of I feel like that's a loaded question because, a lot of small guys are going to say, like, being tall does nothing for you. A lot of tall guys are going to say, hey, but they get it. If you're not tall, you're not going anywhere. I think I like to use my tall to advantage just because, longer legs, or, a little bit, maybe my shoulders get a little higher than the smaller goalie. But I think the way you play, like you said, if I play like Vasilevsky, I don't really think I do. I think he's a little more acrobatic in his style than I am. I like to think I'm more like a Frederick Anderson kind of. I'm a little bit more technical in the movements, a little more tight. Like I keep everything a little more tighter. I'm not usually diving around so much, or at least I try not to. All we can do is try, right? Like, we can't be perfect all the time, but I think small goalies, they're definitely going to be quicker. Like it's probably a little more developed fast twitch muscles than the taller goalie. And taller goalies are probably just going to are probably more inclined to use their flexibility a little bit more, kind of try and just reach because they can use that long leg or that long arm just to get there instead of having to really get across the crease like a smaller goalie does.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when you shoot across the crease and stuff, I know there's some barns that have a known problem with the net coming off the moorings.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that more necessarily with some of the bigger goalies, smaller goalies, or is it just the location that?
Yeah, so I'm going to say the location, and I would probably honestly go towards smaller goalies kicking it off a little bit more. Usually because they're so explosive, they take a little bit more of a push off the post. But I would say location has more to do with it, just because when you have a 6-inch peg, like a lot, like if you take Danbury or what's another place, Baton Rouge, they don't have they have that small peg in there. It only goes like maybe a quarter of an inch into the ice. It's just the regular peg. And if you take like our building, we have the peg. It starts by going 3 inches in the ice and then 3 inches into the post itself. So you get more of an anchor onto the post or going into the post. It's not going to really move the post. And it's not going to knock it off. You really have to try to knock it off, and then you might get a delayed game penalty, and that would make you look pretty bad.
I mean, some goalies are known for that.
Yeah, we don't have to name any names, but
not you.
We've seen it. Hey, it happens. But speaking of being tall and speaking of your preferences, I feel like goalies get quite the rap for being quote unquote weird or having more like goalieisms. So what's your rituals? What
oh
are the
man,
Sammy Bernard goalieisms?
oh geez. You could probably ask anybody on my team about how weird I am. I might take the cake. Because
I mean,
I don't know if I want to tell you, because any players who are watching could probably use it against me. But like
Definitely protect yourself.
Yeah. But I'm always picking up trash in the locker room. Like even the tiniest little piece, if I see it, I'm picking it up. Like I never talk. Like I'm in my own zone. Like if you talk to me, I might be like come off as rude. And I try to, I don't mean to be rude, but like I'm in my zone. And if you talk to me, I'm kind of ignoring you and going back to my stall. But like, honestly, a lot of things that everybody finds weird about me, I don't find weird. So it's hard for me to talk about. I'm just innately weird like that. So you'd have to ask a lot of my teammates about that.
You know, it's funny. I've was a billet for years, and I've always had goalies. And over all the time, I've only really met one weird goalie. So I started thinking, I was like, well, maybe I'm weird too, because like I really haven't met that many weird goalies. So what about on the ice? You know, I've had one of my boys, like he blesses his pipes with his water, or you know, like the pipe slap. Do you have your rituals on the ice?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I always start skating between every whistle, whether or not it's been a long time or not. It's just every time the whistle goes, I'm moving. Um, I don't bless my posts. I probably should more. Maybe they'll help me out a little bit. But never got into that. But my one of my idol goalies growing up, Patrick Waugh, he always did that. So um, I always loved Fleury doing that too. He would talk to his post. He went above and beyond with that one.
Yeah, French and English, I'm pretty sure, because he wasn't sure where the pipe came from, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
yeah. Probably a little bit more English and Pittsburgh, a little more French in Montreal, but
Hmm.
you know, yeah. But yeah, no, not too many on the ice. It's I try not when I'm on the ice. I'm trying not to think too much, you know. So I feel when you start thinking, that's when you start double guessing or double, it just kind of goes downhill. So on the ice, it's not much of a ritual or anything. It's just it's just no thoughts, smooth brain.
Yeah.
And then when you go with your pole, are
Yeah.
you more of a pole tapper or are you more of a rubber with your stick?
I'm wondering if Sam might be frozen. So just just in case he is, I'll do a follow-up question. When it comes to your pads and your stick color, do you have a preference? Because I've heard black pads, it's harder to track the puck, black stick, same thing. Like, do you have a preference, or do you not really notice a difference?
Okay, so I did hear Sam. So I'll answer
Sorry
his, then
about
I'll
that.
answer. Yeah, no, you're good. Then I'll answer Anna. So I'm kind of a tapper. I just tap my blocker side post with my stick, and then tap it with my glove, and then I'm ready to go. I make sure I'm square and get there real quick. Um, so nothing too crazy with that. And then to the next one about pad color, I've I've heard a lot of different stories. I've only seen one study done, um, and it was a long time ago. It was white pads save more because it's harder to see when the goalie's moving across or anything. It's more of it blends in a little bit more. But again, that was so long ago, and players are getting so much better that I'm not sure if that holds any weight anymore. Um, but I started using white pads a long time ago, and I just kind of stuck with it. I feel for me wearing any kind of like really bright colors wasn't the way to go. I only did it really in college. I had like these red, like all red pads, and the toes are white, and they called me the Red Power Ranger. Um, so like after that, I went to blue and yellow. Actually, those are some of my favorite pads because one pad was blue and the other pad was yellow. It was a completely throw off kind of thing. Um, but then I went back to white, and then I just kind of stuck with it because uh, again, like there's not a whole lot of you can call it job security in these leagues. So getting a pad with color uh, it could be kind of weird when you have the color for your team and then you go to go to a different team the next week because like whatever happens, and then you're stuck for the rest of the year with that color pad. I feel like I can't afford a new pad every week or whatever, but that now they have pad skins, so you can do whatever you want.
So we've talked about all your preferences and all your goalieisms and all the good stuff, but we forgot to ask, when did you decide to be a goalie? How did you get into being a goalie? Did you start with goalie or did you start somewhere else
Uh,
on the ice?
it's actually so when I was probably 2 years old, maybe. Um, my mom took me to the ice rink, and this is just a story I hear. I can't remember when I was 2 years old, but um, when I was two, like she took me to the ice rink, and we had to get the rental skates, and I saw the cool kids were just flying around the ice in their own skates, and I'm like, I want my own skates. Look at those, those are cool. I want those. And my mom said, "Hey, if you can go around the rink without me holding your hand, I'll buy you some skates." And immediately, just right around the rink, like just bought me some skates right there. And then when I turned about 4, I would stand in front of the fireplace, and I would just get paper. I'd roll it up and say, "Throw this at me. I'm going to stop it. Like, try and get it by me. You can't do it." So she would just throw 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 paper at me, and I'd be just trying to stop it all the time. So I probably was a goalie at 4, but I didn't like actually get all the gear because back in the day in mini mites you weren't really allowed to. You had to be a player. You had to switch through the positions, and when it was your turn to play goalie, you play goalie in your player gear. I don't remember what age I was, but I was really young, and so in Colorado, I was playing on the red team, and we were playing up against the black team, and the black team had all the NHL kids on it. It was like Joe Sakic's kid and Milan Hajduk's kid and all of them or whatever. They were down on the black team, and they knew how to shoot. Well, nobody told me this, so I'm playing goalie with a player glove that has no padding on it.
Oh no.
So I went to make a save and hit the tip of my pinky, and my pinky just bananaed. So I had to go to the emergency room, get all the sticks up, and I come out of the emergency room, like, "Can I have my gear now? Like it's about time I get some goalie gear so I can play goalie." So from then on, I got my goalie gear, and I was a goalie from I'm probably 6 years old.
I love that you took the opportunity of I need my gear now.
Oh yeah.
We have a couple comments. Patty Farmer says Topeka loves you, Sammy. A Columbus River Dragon fan that we know specifically. Allison says, "Hey Sammy, Colgan, sorry. It says Colga for Columbus, Georgia. Misses you." Jamie Walker says, "We love our Sammy, no matter where he plays, he's the man. What's your pregame superstition routine?" So I guess like we kind of touched on that.
Yeah, a little bit.
So Jay asks, "What's your favorite thing about being a goalie?"
I mean, I think you could kind of just sum it up to like the endorphin high you get whenever you make that big save, or every time I'm on the ice, I'm like that puck hits my pad and I make that save. It's very addictive to me. So I love the feeling of getting hit with pucks and making the save, and it's never gone away since I was a kid. So I love the entire aspect of being a goalie. That's probably another weird thing. You just love to get hit by a black thing coming at you really hard.
So kind of playing with the what you like about being a goalie and stuff, Jennifer actually has Jennifer Bowens asked, because we've seen you do it quite a bit in Columbus, are you still dancing?
Yeah. Yeah, the dancing goalie. I remember getting that in Columbus, and it was just I kind of so I actually started when I was playing in Quad City. There was a guy in front of my net, and I like to put my hands in front of the guy's face, and it was at the end of the period, and it looked like I was dancing. I wasn't trying to, but it looked like I was dancing kind of in front of him. I was just trying to kind of block him from seeing the puck that my player had behind the net. And From then on, like I started kind of dancing, like whenever the game was at its end with a couple seconds left, or like whenever they come to hug me. And I haven't been able to do it a whole lot this year, because usually the play is in my zone at the end of the game. But like, it's just anytime I can get a couple dance moves in. I think in Topeka here they started calling it the Sammy Shuffle. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I love that.
I always get like some weird song in my head at the end of the game, and they start dancing to that. This year, like our win song is Pink Pony Club, so I'm usually dancing at Pink Pony Club.
I mean, rock with it while you can.
Yeah.
So being a goalie is a lot more than just stopping pucks. Yes, it's the most important part, and yes, it's what everybody expects you to do. But what would you say would surprise people the most about being a goalie? Like what makes a good goalie other than stopping pucks, and what would surprise people about what it actually means to be a goalie?
Hmm. I think I don't know if it's surprising, but I think it's something that people forget is how much mental capacity it takes. Um, like sometimes you'll hear people say it's just a routine save. Well, that routine save takes a lot of mental power just to do, and it's just like, yeah, I do it every day, but like I'm having to decide where that guy is shooting. Is he going to make a move, or is he going to shoot? Is he going to look for a rebound? Where are the other guys on the ice? Like, you know, so the amount of mental, like everybody says the game is mental. It's all between your ears, and I think for goalies it's even more so. Like, you you have to win against the other team, but you also have to win against yourself every day. It's very much a strain on every goalie. Like, no matter who you are, every goalie is either is going to be mentally stronger, or it's going to break them. It's just something that the game does to you. But you I usually have a joke with my mom. It's there's no such thing as a goalie who doesn't have gray hair, and I'm starting to get it right now. So like, it's definitely true. It puts a lot of strain, but it's also a labor of love. It's one of those things that you don't mind putting that yourself through.
I do think that, you guys, the last line of defense, it seems to me anyway, that goalies always carry a lot of weight when it comes to a game. And just how do you handle the pressure? Do you have hobbies? What do you do in your off time to keep your mental health and all of that strong?
Yeah. I think that's actually a very important aspect of being a goalie, is being able to get your mind off of everything. I think if you let it consume you too much, that's when your mental state starts to go down. So when I'm not on the ice, I do. They're called ambigrams. It's just a little art form that I started using as a meditation ritual. I'm able to take a word or two words, and I can kind of manipulate the letters a little bit. So if I have like what's one word, I can do Sagittarius. Okay, and I took Sagittarius and manipulated the letters so that when you turn the word upside down, it reads the exact same. So it looks the same upside down and right side up. But I can also do it with like two words. It could be let's see which one I did. One way it said love, and the other way it said Nova. So like you can read a couple different words, and then I got a little bit better, and now I'm doing I do tattoo designs, and I can put it on apparel and stuff for that. So it's just kind of
Oh,
a little extra on the side, but really it's just a form of meditation for me when I things get a little too extra. You know, I sit down and I think about a word or do something so that I can just focus on just working on the word and not letting my mind drift to anything else. Just, you know, focusing and relaxing and letting my body just calm down.
Kind of with that, yeah. I mean, being able to do that in the first place, to be able to flip it,
Yeah.
I don't have that type of talent at all.
Yeah, it was weird because I saw some guy do it on it was either Instagram or something like that. I'm like, huh, that looks like fun. I'm gonna try it, and I just had a knack for it. So I just kept at it, and it was a lot of fun. And then I got some compliments, and I got some traction on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you being a goalie also for your body and stuff and another form of meditation? Do you dabble into yoga at all, or is that something you
Yeah,
just
I
work out?
I used to do yoga all the time. Geez, how that was like 10 years ago. I used to be really big into yoga. I kind of stopped because I started feeling worse, honestly. Like I'm a big believer in over overstretching. It could be detrimental to body health because I ended up kind of reading into stretching itself and strength, and then in terms of I was kind of looking more into explosive movement, so which is very, very hockey oriented. Um, so I was looking into that, and it said stretching, especially stretching before any kind of physical activity, is actually they can lead to more injuries because when you stretch, you actually lengthen and weaken your muscle by 70%, and it's much easier for you to hurt it. So I stopped stretching. I started doing dynamic stuff, more movement stuff to strengthen the muscle. And then like it got to a point where I'm going to use the warm up as a way to loosen my mind up and loosen my body up, and I'm not going to stretch too much because like I'm getting to that point where like an injury could be very detrimental to my career in itself.
Mhm.
So I I would say I'm not so much into yoga anymore than I am just strengthening the smaller muscles in like my hips and knees and doing stuff to where it's not gonna be painful.
Oh, I got that.
It definitely makes sense, and I think this is something that people don't realize, maybe even especially in the Fed, and, like, Fed fans don't necessarily realize. Some do. Not that I'm not trying to take away from anything, but some fans realize there's so much more that goes into being a great hockey player, whether it's a goalie, a forward, whoever you are. There's so much more that goes into it than just showing up and playing the game. And like the amount of thought that you put into what you do with your body in order to stay in the right shape and keep that career going just kind of shows the dedication. I think that's just something that I wish fans could see more of. And maybe we could shine a brighter light on because I don't think people really understand all of what goes into being an amazing goalie or being the Sammy Bernard that everybody loves and adores. We
Yeah.
do have a couple more really great fan questions in here. Um, Jay said, "Have you ever been in the penalty box? And if not, have you wondered what it's like in there?"
Well, let's see. Like I've never been in there in an official capacity, I should say. I've only been in there like for fun. Like I don't goalies aren't even allowed in there, and I'm kind of upset. I feel left out. You get to see some of these fans these crazy fans just hitting on the window, and I get to miss out on that stuff. But yeah, I've only been in there on like if there's a fan who needs help tying their skates after a skate or something. But yeah, no, I do feel like I'm missing out. So I'm curious what goes on in there. So maybe I'll just dress up as a forward one day and nobody will know.
Slide in there. So really quick before we move on, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Their shop link, will be in the description box below, but they're called Matraca Time, and they're really amazing. What they do is they take broken hockey sticks and they make them into noisemakers, and they make super great gifts for other friends at hockey, the parents of the player. Your favorite player gave you a stick, but it's broken. So if we could go ahead and roll their clip really quick.
Let's go!
All right, so that was Matraca Time. Make sure you check them out in their Etsy store. I know I personally love my Matraca. I don't go to a game without it, and mine is actually made out of 3-player sticks, so you can Frankenstein them too. And so we're going to move into a segment. We played this before, and if you are new to the show, please hit the like and subscribe button so you can ask your questions for Sammy down in the chat. So tonight's game we're going to play is the logo game. So the way it works is we're going to show you a piece of FPHL logos. There is one surprise in there. So, you know, if you get it, cool. If you don't feel bad because, like I said, it's a surprise. So, yeah, let's start with the first one. So whose logo do you think that is?
Is that the Athens Rock Lobsters? Yeah, look at I knew the sunglasses.
Also, guys, feel free to play along in the comments. And Sam and Aaron, you're welcome to make your guesses too, because I know that you guys have not seen this set of logos. So moving on to the next one.
Watertown Wolves. That one,
All right.
you know, if you didn't put the eye, if you just put the fang, I probably wouldn't have gotten it because they changed their logo from last year.
Yeah, you know, I think I put the Fang in Watertown's last time. Maybe. I think that's who it was. All right, what do we got next?
Oh, I don't know if I know this one.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
Oh, I really don't think I can get this one.
There's red on it. I for some reason I was going to say Macon, but they're not even in our league. Oh no!
Is that?
Are those teeth? I really hope it's not my logo.
I'm having a little interference in my headphones. I don't mean to cut anybody off, but if the answer comes up and I haven't heard it yet, the producer, please feel free to move to the next one.
Oh, I'm trying to go through the teams right now.
I feel like I should know this one.
I think I do.
Is it? I'm
They
going to
do
go
get
with Baton
harder,
Rouge.
so this is one of the hard ones.
I'm going to go with Baton Rouge, but oh, I got really
Very good.
Total guess. Oh, that's a Scarecrow hat. I know that one. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's the glove area.
Is that Petey?
Man, you are good.
Damn, Sammy's a rock
I
star.
thought I made it harder. I have to make them harder next time.
If I told you I was guessing on all of them. That looks like a snake scale, so I'm going to go with Monroe.
Damn.
I'm over here. I think I got one.
I almost said Binghamton on the last one, so.
Oh, we got another mouth. Who else? Who else has like a mouth or like a cat mouth?
Definitely without seeing the names.
Yeah.
I think I might know this one, but I'm probably wrong.
Who else is in? Not. No. Oh, geez. Is it the Bobcats? The Whitville or yeah.
I would have been wrong on that one too.
Oh, is this the
Oh,
new team? The Northern Lights or the Mooses or whatever they are? Yeah,
Wow.
they have
Very, very
such a
nice.
great logo.
I do like that one. I love the story behind the moose too.
Yes, I do
Hmm.
too. The local lore with the Native American tribe connection, right?
Oh, that and the 1980 team. There when they got stuck. They got and they hit their airplane hit the moose and they got stuck in Thief River Falls.
Wow, okay, I
Oh,
didn't
I
know
didn't
about
even
that.
know
That is
that.
very
Yeah,
interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, I didn't.
yeah,
Huh.
Well, with the Minnesota Northern Lights, you guys are part of the exhibition game coming up there
yeah.
soon, right? I think it's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the end of this month. So not this coming weekend and not the next weekend, but the one after that. So the last weekend in March.
Well,
Are you
hopefully there's
excited?
some Minnesota fans in here. I mentioned that they might see a little Minnesota pop up tonight, so that's what I was referring to. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked just to even see a new arena. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I know that the
Yeah,
travel's kind of far to that one.
yeah. But I said earlier in the podcast, the league is moving further and further west, and I think that's just so good for the league.
Yeah.
At what point do you think they should start making another two divisions or even just going to a third division? At what point do you think that should be? Like number of teams?
Oh God, your guess is as good as mine. How many do we have in each division right now? We got what, 7?
Seven in
7
each
each, I
division
think.
right now.
I mean, if we could get, I feel like having 3 divisions might be tough because how do you make a playoff bracket out of that?
Yeah.
Um, but I think if we could get 4 teams in each, like 4 different, 4 teams in 4 different brackets, and we could maybe 16 teams. It wouldn't be. I think that would be a pretty decent way to start a playoff. You get basically the East and West or North and South, or however you want to divvy it up. But like I think 8 teams on each maybe conference or whatever, and then you can split that up into 4 different divisions.
I
That's a good
agree.
way to do it.
I definitely agree.
Speaking of playoffs a little bit, as we
Mm.
get closer to playoffs and we start looking at what brackets might look like, how do you feel about the fact that teams get to kind of choose whether, at least in the finals, that it's best of 3 or best of 5? Do you think that that should be like a given? Like the league should step in and say what it should be? Do you think the teams should make that up for themselves?
I'm very mixed. So I can understand a team, especially with the way we travel. We all usually travel by bus. Um, some teams might go by plane, but if you're a team going into the finals who just doesn't have the funds for that, traveling that extra, um, like let's say in the finals, like I know we don't play Binghamton in the finals, but if let's say it's us versus Binghamton in the finals, that's an extremely long drive for us, and I don't think we could get the funding for a plane trip there, back, and then back there if needed. So I kind of get it based on the travel aspect of it. I think as the league gets more legitimized and more, it gets better. Like I said, it's getting better and better every year. It won't be a choice. We will be doing a 5-game series. But right now, like I'm very torn between the two, the two options that you just said. Like whether we get to choose the 5 or 3, or if it's just set as 5. So it's really like I'm not sure I can answer it just because it's such a different, like, a loaded question that I just, I have no idea.
Logistical
Well,
nightmare.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of travel, what kind of things do you guys get into on the bus? I know there's pranks and crazy bus stories. Do you have a good memory or a hilarious bus story you could tell us about?
My favorite thing on the bus is to play cards. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of schnarps or euchre, but
Euchre.
whenever you get on the bus, I'm right there on the table. I'm shuffling the cards and, like, all right, who's playing? Like, we're getting into it. And I enjoy that because it's a great way just to talk. Like, you don't have to think about anything. You just talk with your buddies. You're on the bus ride home. You're either sweeping or you're talking. We're fortunate enough to have a sweeper bus, so we get beds to lay down in, and I feel like everybody's respectful enough to not yell in each other's ears if people want to sleep. So, like, some of the best conversations I've ever had have just been on the bus playing cards because we're all drinking a couple beers or not, and just getting loose and having fun.
Yeah.
Kind of jumping back to equipment. Somebody's asked it in the chat. Somebody else had also mentioned it in the comments, and I remember seeing it. Your back plate. It's got the Lion King on it.
Yeah.
Is there, like, do you just like the Lion King movie that much? Is there some sort of symbolism? Like, what's the story of the Lion King backplate?
That's my movie. That's my jam right there. It's that was what I grew up watching when I was a kid. Me and my best friend, we watched it so much back on VHS. I don't know how many viewers even know what a VHS is anymore.
I do.
But we watched it so much that the tape just started coming out. The VCR just started eating it. And it's like, so, like, I watched that movie hundreds of times. It's still the best Disney movie out there. And it's just I put it on there, Hakuna Matata, no worries. It's always been a little mantra kind of thing I go through life with. Like, I'm a very big, if you can't control it, why worry so much about it? Like, just worry, control what you can control. Not everything else, don't worry about it. So, that's just been my thing ever since I could get my helmet painted. And shout out to John Clement back in Elmira. He would always play the opening song to The Lion King every time I skated out from the tunnel, and they would shout my name. It was the best thing ever.
Almost like a walk-up song for baseball.
It was. Everybody was a little bit jealous of it. It was great. I just, the music would go down, and you just hear "Na Savenya." But lately, I've been getting a lot of Instagram DMs of what that song is actually saying. I don't know if you've seen that.
I did.
Wait, what's it say though? Because I don't know.
Oh my God, it's a lion. Oh my God.
Really?
That's all it's saying.
That's what that's what they're saying on the Instagram and TikTok.
Like, I've been getting that from so many people, and it's like, oh, I don't care. It's still my favorite song.
It's like taking the mask off of your favorite. It's like a Scooby-Doo taking the mask off the villain.
I know. Don't ruin it for me.
You were my favorite character.
Shahela kind of mentioned and asked too, with you having Lion King on your helmet, would you ever incorporate that with your pads at all?
I don't even know how to do that. Maybe, like, instead of the brand name on the side, I put Hakuna Matata. Maybe something like that. I don't
that would
really
be
know.
so cool though.
That would be cool. Maybe
on the other.
Yeah, maybe I'll mention that to my Vaughn rep.
And then maybe, like, put your legs down, they'll fit straight across.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that
like
would be
that.
pretty cool.
Thank you. I'm gonna mention that.
Let me-
Shout out to you, Shahela.
Halo's always
Man.
got the best ideas.
Yeah. No, like I don't know how to do that on my pads though, but like yeah, maybe someday.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we have another segment. We call it the hot seat, and it sounds scary, but it's really easy. We're just gonna give you a question, and then this helps your fans kind of get to know your teammates some. So we'll ask you a simple question, and whoever comes to mind, just shout out their name.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I hope I don't lose any friends over this.
Well, hopefully most of them will be pretty easy. So on the team, who is the best advice giver?
Ooh, best advice giver. I'm running through the locker room right now. I'll get there. I think TJ is. He's got the experience.
Smith.
Yeah. He got the experience, because he's old like me.
Yeah.
Which of your teammates is one of those that just will not be quiet? Like when everybody's trying to sleep on the bus or something.
Oh, geez. You're going to make my teammates hate me.
Oh, we can.
Trevor Grasby he's pretty loud. Love the guy. He's always got something good to say, but he can be loud sometimes.
Who would last the longest in a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, we got the most guns. It's whoever has the most guns or has a cabin in the woods. Yeah. I don't know. Let's check that here. Who would? I'm gonna go. Actually, you know what? It was a former teammate. He just got traded to PD. I would have to say Elijah Wilson. Yeah, I think he'd do pretty well.
That's yeah. I could see that. See that. Who is the team comedian? He's always getting the locker room laughing.
Oh, geez, we're all pretty. I feel like all of us are pretty comedic without trying to be comedic. But you know what? Jay Schmitty, Justin Schmidt. He's always got a great story to tell. Like he's always got
Yep.
something that he's done in his past. Like he's always got he's the story man. Like it's not like one liner. He's got stories and he's got a lot of them, and they're hilarious.
Please tell him we said hi. He comes on every season. Love that guy. Absolutely love Schmitty. So yeah, tell him 10 Minute says hello.
I will. I'm sure he's watching too.
Hey, buddy.
Who's the one that would go to the beach wearing like a thong Speedo?
Me.
Who has the best pregame music?
Oh, so that's a toss up. It's either Quinn O'Reilly or Doug Blaisdell. Blaisdell. I think he pronounced Blaisdell. Those two always have the best music going. It's top notch.
If you had to break into a rival team's locker room, who is your accomplice that's going to make sure you guys don't get caught?
Ooh, it would have to be somebody who's been on the team. You know what? Cameron Clark played for Binghamton, so I'm going to choose him because he knows the layout of the locker room of Binghamton. So.
You're also saying bingo. Who's the biggest diva?
Oh, jeez. You guys don't want me to like my team anymore. You don't want them to like me. It's
No,
kind of
throwing in the jokes a little bit later on.
Diva. got next door? I guess it depends on your definition of diva, but Clarky can be a bit of a diva as well. I like his snarkiness.
Oh,
Who would you want to be your emergency contact?
Oh wow. I think
Trying to keep
TJ.
him positive.
Yeah, no, I think I would pick TJ because he just had a baby and he knows his way around the
Oh.
hospital at this point. So he's
Congratulations.
yeah, he's actually very handy, and he seems like a smart guy, and I feel like I'd be safe in his hands.
So I am unfortunately having some serious issues with my headphones. So you guys keep going, and I'm just gonna be here till I'll give you a thumbs up when my.
who's the best dancer?
Dancer, oh my God. We actually so Blaisdell just went to do some two-stepping or some square dancing with somebody. He's probably the only one who's done that as far as I know this year. We don't really have a lot of dancers in the locker room, so yeah, that's the only that's the only one I can answer with.
Who's most likely to try to fight the mascot?
Oh my God, that mascot's scary. I don't know if anybody's tried to fight him. I know Schmitty's fought a mascot before, so I'm gonna go with him.
I must have missed that.
Damn. Yeah. We
We
gotta
gotta
get
text
Schmitty
and find
back.
that out.
I'm pretty sure he'd go after him.
Who would you say is like the biggest handyman, both on the team / ice, and like for a house, if something, electricity or plumbing or something?
I like to think I'm handy, but probably not the best one out there. How much do we got? I don't know. We're all kind of prima donnas. You probably just hire somebody.
I mean, you want to make
Who
sure you're right.
Who would last the longest in the wilderness?
Oh God, I love camping. Well, like I said, earlier, Elijah Wilson he'll go camping. Schmitty's always talked about he just wants to go off in the woods for a couple days and disappear. Man, how many other campers do we have? Oh, yeah, another ex-teammate, Hunter Hall. He was big. He loves to go camping too. He was talking about it, but got a lot of city boys as far as I know.
I could also see Schmitty being one of those with the zombie apocalypse, though.
He could. I think he'd want to go fight a zombie and just not realize how strong they are.
I think Schmitty'd be the one like ripping zombie heads off with his bare hands. Like
Yeah, but I still don't see him making it very far.
It'd be
he's
interesting.
never gonna let you live that comment down.
I'll show you. He don't make it far.
Exactly. Hey, he's already drinking his raw eggs. He'll be all right.
I can't believe you guys know about that. The whole bus knows about that.
I bet they do.
Yeah, cooks him in his belly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet that's a smell you don't ever get away from.
Oh, it's great though. I can't believe you can do that. I don't think I can get one raw egg down.
I think I'd be okay until
Schmitty's the shit, man.
Once like the yolk breaks and it's super liquid.
Yeah, you can't let it break. It has to go straight down.
Who's most likely to take a penalty for chirping the ref?
Oh my God, everybody. I see Schmitty again, Connor Lind. maybe Trevor Lord.
I could see that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been. Another ex-teammate, Papa Petros, got a penalty for that. Yeah, there's a lot of guys on our team that would do that. We really like to talk to the refs, with or without a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest bookworm.
Schmitty. Actually,
That's surprising.
I think Checo's a pretty big reader too. Corey Checo, he's another smart kid. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty decent.
So there was another one in there that I know that Anna wanted to turn in, and I don't think she's going to be able to log back on. So I'm going to throw it in there. Who on the team's got the best mustache?
I mean, like, that's not even fair. You're just trying to be funny with me. Jeez, I mean, look at this thing. It goes out to here.
We were hoping that you'd take the due credit there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's probably going to be speculation, either me or Avery Smith, but
Avery does have a good.
Yeah, but
he doesn't got the curl.
He doesn't have the length I got.
Doesn't have.
He just got this stuff right here. I think I win that one.
I think you would.
Any gel or anything in and try to twist it up at all?
Yeah, all the time. Try and maybe no, it's not saying very well, but I tried.
We were hoping you would take the due credit, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. If only all of us could grow a beard as good as Sam over there.
Right?
It's actually Velcro. That'd be hilarious. It's like, oh my god.
Is it glue on like my lashes?
Well, I'm renting it from Joe Pace, remember?
Oh, that's true.
Another great mustache too. Oh my goodness, he got a Tom Selleck mustache.
His is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, and as Anna said in the comments, mustache playoffs are coming. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
You just need to get like
you'll have to tune in for it
before it and then after. Like this.
Yeah, no, I keep getting jokes that people are going to shave it off, and I say, "Well, you'll be a dead man with my trimmings."
That would be criminal. That would be absolutely criminal. So, Sam, do you want to ask the final question?
When can I come back on? This was fun.
I know. I wish you could come back on too.
I know.
Well, who's to say he can't?
But we've got one question that we ask every single week.
Yeah, what's that?
Does
Sam,
pineapple belong on pizza?
Say that again?
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Okay, so we went from you don't want anybody on my team to like me to you want half the world to hate me.
Listen, you can have differences in opinions and still love each other.
That's not how the internet works. The internet will prosecute you for not having the same opinion.
And sometimes, yes. Now,
is this going to be our first I plead the fifth?
Okay, here's what I'll say. I have a dairy allergy and I can't have pizza, so I don't think I have a dog in this fight.
Oh no!
You know what?
So
you might have a fair ticket out of that fight.
Yeah, I think it's a fair plead the fifth.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The only other one we've had come close is we've had one individual who said, "I don't eat pizza.
Oh,
I don't eat pizza at all."
I'll tell you what. If I could have pizza, I would eat every slice of pizza there is. Like, you can't stop me. But I don't feel like dying today, so I'll wait.
I'll wait for a few more years.
Just a couple. We'll see how long it takes.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely been a blast, though. You were such a fun man to have on here, and it you made it fun.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it. You guys seem like you have a great podcast, and
Thank you.
I'll be tuning in for years to come. And honestly,
Oh,
if there's anything
thank
I can
you.
do to help out, just let me know. I'll do whatever I can.
For sure. Before we completely wrap up, is there anything else at all that you want to say, that you want to express to your fans or the Fed world as a whole?
Go Scarecrows.
Go Scarecrows. We'll be rooting for you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for coming on, and thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We really, really appreciate every single one of you.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Take care. Bye.